House Tennessee Republican Congressman Mark Green. He is chair of the Homeland Security Committee. Congressman, thanks so much for taking the time this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
First, if I can, I want to get to the situation overseas, and then we'll come back here and how it relates to that. But as you know, there's a U.S. carrier group heading its way in the Eastern Mediterranean. You served in uniform yourself. Should the U.S., and there's another strike happening over Gaza as we speak, do you believe the U.S. should get involved directly in the military response to these attacks?
I think we should certainly communicate to Iran and that if Hezbollah gets involved in the northern, basically opens up a second front, and I did get some intelligence this morning from an IDF friend of mine that there were 4 terrorists who came in and were killed from the north. But if there's an onslaught from Lebanon, then obviously I think we tell them, yeah, we're going to get involved. But we have to do everything we can to prevent that second front from opening up. We want to stay out of it as much as we can. But look, Americans were killed and Americans are being held hostage. So everything should be on the table. We should tell them that we're prepared to do whatever's necessary to rescue Americans and to support our ally Israel.
Would that include, do you think it should include U.S. Special Forces taking part in hostage rescue operations?
We certainly have the right, the sovereign right to go and rescue Americans. Our guys are the best in the world at it. As you know, I served with those Tier 1 assets. And we have every right to do that. And Hezbollah or Hamas should expect it.
Goodness. And again, as we're speaking, Congressman, just so folks who are watching, these are live pictures from Gaza. These are Israeli airstrikes on Gaza in response to these Hamas raids. Now to the politics here, because of course it affects U.S. support for Israel going forward. Should Republicans immediately settle on a consensus candidate so that Congress can then pass new military assistance to Israel?
Well, first, I think it's really important to remember that the president has authorities under the War Powers Act that I think it's 30 days. I'm pretty sure he can do just about anything in that 30-day window, according to the War Powers Act. So the rush to get some quick decision on the speaker, I don't think that is as urgent as has been reported. The president has $2 billion in assets, military assets that are sitting in Israel right now that can be released to the Israelis. So, and he has the War Powers Act. So I'm not sure that there's as big an urgency as some people are suggesting.
Oh, so are you saying, well, we don't know what's going to happen over the next couple of days, but is it possible, in your view, that without that urgency, this speaker battle could continue beyond this week?
I think what we want to do is take our time, make sure we have someone in the conference that can get the 218 votes before we take it to the floor. How long is that going to take? I don't really want to make predictions. I've endorsed Jim Jordan. We made that public right after he announced. Hopefully we decide tomorrow night and it's a done deal and we vote on Wednesday. But, I don't want to make promises there. We have a group that certainly opposed Speaker McCarthy. We'll see how it all goes when we convene tomorrow night.
But before we go, you have said that this was a failure of the intelligence community not seeing this attack, preventing this attack coming. Who do you hold responsible for that?
Well, we have to look very hard at our own intelligence. I mean, we work hand in glove with the Israelis, their intelligence services in the Middle East. They obviously failed here, and so did our team. So we've got to go back and look at what happened. Was it an analyst issue? Did we have enough data to make a good decision, and thus the analysts failed to read the data, or was there not enough data? So there's two sides to that coin, and we got to go look. Did we not have the intel on the ground to get the information so that the analysts could make a decision, or was the information there and the analysts made bad calls? That's what we're going to be drilling into here in the next several weeks.
No question. Or did political leaders, not take those warnings? That's certainly a possibility as well. Congressman Mark Green, thanks so much for joining the broadcast.
Thanks, Jim.